it's like you have an idea of what your life is going to be. And then all of a sudden, something takes that from you. I was 29 years old. It was a week before my 30th birthday when I found a lump on my breast, and I totally found it as a fluke. I thought that I was laying on my cell phone and felt pressure on the side and reached over. My phone wasn't there, but I did find a lump. So went in, had it checked, and everyone was very positive and was very much saying, oh, you're young, you'll be fine. If it's anything, it's an early stage, you're good, you're fine, you'll beat this, it'll be a year out of your life at most, and you'll be done. Fast forward to 3 weeks later when I was down at Spielman for my second opinion, and they told me that not only was it cancer confirmed, but it was stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. I went from having an idea that I was young, I could beat this, and I might not even have to do chemo, to being terminal. And at my stage, since it's not curative, it's all palliative chemo to get the cancer stabilized and to stop growing. Within about 3 months of being on the hormone therapy, my cancer did stabilize, and I have continued to be stable. However, stable doesn't mean that the appointments stop. I have neuro-oncology appointments, breast oncology appointments, OBGYN appointments. It's a constant series of going through these appointments and making sure that the cancer stays stabilized. Because at some point, even though I'm stable now, it will fail. I never expected to be 30 years old and retired from a career that I just started and absolutely loved. I always imagined that I'd be able to have children one day and get married, and that's not my reality anymore. Right away, I had to move back in with my parents because the financial strains were becoming very high at that point. So much so that eventually it led me into going into bankruptcy. But in the midst of that, having to move back home became an hour away. Propello came into my life at a time when I really just needed it. I know my first time that I was able to get a room, and I was like, oh, is this actually happening? And then I got it to my room, and I just teared up and almost started crying because I'm like, I don't have to deal with this. Like, I was so nauseous, and I didn't have to deal with driving all the way home, knowing that I'd only have a couple hours of sleep before I had to come back and do more testing and scanning and more appointments. The treatment that I was on wasn't considered active treatment because metastatic disease in breast cancer is not curable. So the goal is to stabilize the disease. So because it's not considered active treatment, a lot of resources go away. Hopalo was not one of those. This isn't just, hey, we're going to put you up and you're on your way. This is a family that's created that really cares about people through everything. I know I can call Jane at any time and she'll be there, and she calls and checks in on me just like a mom would and say, hey, how are you doing? And there's some times where I'm just like, I do not feel good. And she respects that, and she can empathize with that more than just sympathize. Sometimes it's nice to not just have sympathy, but someone who gets it.